Hello, everyone, and welcome to what is probably our final update for Big Brother Canada 11. I'm your host, Taran Armstrong, and I am here one more time, probably, to update you on the latest from the Big Brother Canada 11 house. I think this is the last one. This is normally where it ends. The end of this update, the end of this drop was Arissa calling the house guest to the living room for the Final Four eviction, which is typically the last thing we see on the feeds for Big Brother Canada. So I anticipate that this is the end. I do have something to update you on, which is that not only do we have a Final Four HOH, we also have a Final Four veto winner that I can update you on. So we believe that Ty did, in fact, win the Final Four HOH. I also believe, if I'm not mistaken, my guess is that for his nominations, he nominated Anika and Claudia, I think. Probably just for show. They played the Final Four veto, and Claudia won the Final Four veto. So Ty will not be tying the all-time comp record at 9. He can only now get 8. And he also will not, again, get to Dane's comp percentage record at 50% of the comps he played in. You'll be quite short of that. He is currently tied with Dane for overall comp wins at 7. So he'll need to win the final 3 HOH to beat Dane on that one. But Claudia has the veto. And now we know that during her double eviction HOH, she was targeting Anika. However, over the last few days, we've seen that she's been talking about Daniel as a potential endgame jury threat. So it was kind of unclear what she might want to do. We certainly knew that Ty would want her to evict Anika and not Daniel. Well, right away, we get Claudia and Ty having a conversation. She asks what he thinks. He says, doesn't really matter. Whatever you want is probably fine. And she says, yeah, I agree. It probably doesn't matter. Here's my thing. I know Daniel has been close in some veto comps before, but not really recently. He hasn't been performing very well. So I'd rather see him in the final 3. I think he deserves to be there more. And Ty says, yes, that is what I want. So, in fact, I do support you. Claudia looking to take out Anika at this time. Daniel talks to Claudia briefly. He says he wants to have their at least one conversation. She agrees. They're also complaining about their knees and their hands. They later talk about how this was like one of those escape room kind of competitions. I imagine similar to what we saw in Big Brother Canada 9, but that also probably involved crawling on their hands and knees at some point. Daniel talked to Ty as well. He asked Ty, hey, what's the word out on the street? And Ty says, you're good. I already talked to her, so don't worry about it. Daniel talked to Anika briefly as well. He said that this house has broken down my spirit, my hopes, and my dreams. Either me or you are leaving. You or my best friend or myself will be leaving this week. They say that it'll maybe be tomorrow, maybe be today. He hopes it's sooner rather than later, probably because he's currently not the one being evicted. Ty and Claudia also talked a bit more. She's continuing to help him study. She mentions that when they're talking about days, she said, well, you nominated me yesterday. That's why I think that he nominated her. And I assume he also nominated Anika because he's been targeting Anika. But who knows? And then they say, hey, we're going to secure that final 2. We're going to make it happen. Claudia says, you'd better not do me dirty for Daniel. And Ty says, I was going to say the same thing. He says, hey, if you cut me, there's no way the jury respects that move. And they would definitely give it to Daniel over you. AKA, I would not respect that move, and I would give it to Daniel over you. And then, as though they were a middle school couple fighting over who's going to hang up the phone, they go, well, I'm going to bring you to the end. No, I'm going to bring you to the end. No, I'm going to bring you to the end. They all sit down for a meal, and Arissa calls them to the living room. House guests come to the living room now. It is time for the Final Four eviction. And that's it. I think we're done. I think I'm free. Please tell me it's over. Please tell me that I don't have to do this anymore. Oh, man. This has honestly been the worst experience of covering a show I've ever had. And I'm so glad that it's over. So with that in mind, let's get excited for the real Big Brother when it comes on this summer. Ty and Claudia don't seem to be hesitating in any direction of not taking each other to the end as of right now. I don't expect there to be, like, last season, there was a lot of, like, last minute plays and conversation and chaos. I don't really expect that to be the case this season, so far at least. But hey, you never know. But that's about what we got. That's about what we got. If you stuck around all season long, first of all, what's wrong with you? Second of all, I appreciate you. We will be finishing out the season. We'll have one more roundtable on Monday. And then a couple of episode recaps. And then the finale live in Toronto. So that'll be fun. We'll hang out, have a good time. And then we'll like I said, Big Brother 25. You're our last hope. I'm just like remembering what it was like last year when the feeds cut and it was just like exciting. You know? Anyway. That's what we have for you. For the season, for the day. You know, who knows what else is coming, but that's it. You can find me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Taran Armstrong. Especially in the off season, we'll be doing some stuff, hanging out, having a good time. So come and hang out over there. I'll continue to drop some fun videos over on YouTube. You can find me on Twitter at ArmstrongTaran. I do occasionally, talk about some scripted shows over on Post Show Recaps. House of the Dragon, The Last of Us, stuff like that. So you can check those podcasts out. And then, just stay tuned for the rest of this Big Brother stuff. Survivor, Stock Watch, continuing. And that's what we got. Thank you all so much one more time for joining me all season long. And I will see all of you when we do real updates again this summer.